Hello. Let us talk about Chapter 15 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. This chapter deals with the complaints to magistrates. It ranges from Section 200 to Section 203. Both are inclusive. If we look at Section 200, Section 200 talks about the examination of witnesses by the magistrate. The magistrate would examine the witnesses and the complainant in case the complaint is an oral complaint. However, this is not the requirement in case the complaint is a written complaint, or a complaint is filed by a public servant, or a complaint is taken up under Section 192 from any other magistrate. In all these three cases, no examination by the magistrate under Section 200 of the Code is required. Further, if we look at Section 201, now this section deals with the procedure in case a magistrate is not competent to take the cognizance of a case. Now what happens in this case is that in case the complaint is a written complaint and the magistrate feels that he does not have the jurisdiction to take the cognizance, then he would forward the complaint to a competent court with an endorsement to that effect. Secondly, if it's an oral complaint, the magistrate would simply direct the complainant to approach a proper or an appropriate forum. Thirdly, we have Section 202, which talks about the issue of process. If the magistrate has jurisdiction, then the magistrate would issue the process, or if the magistrate has received the case from other magistrate under Section 192 of the Code, then the magistrate would issue a process. Process here means summon to call the relevant parties to attend the proceedings or the trial. Secondly, the magistrate would not issue the summons in case he finds that the offence is triable by a sessions court and there has been no examination under Section 200. So if the magistrate finds that no examination has been undertaken under Section 200, the magistrate would not issue a process under Section 202. Secondly, if he finds that the offence is triable exclusively by a sessions court, the magistrate will not issue a process. However, it must also be understood that the magistrate has the power to take evidence on oath and he can go for inquiry himself, or he may direct the police to conduct an investigation. So there are several options available with the magistrate. He may either conduct a preliminary inquiry to ascertain the truth of the matter, or may direct the police to conduct investigation. And next we have Section 203, which talks about the dismissal. If the magistrate feels that no case is made out, then magistrate would simply dismiss the complaint and would record the reasons in writing for the dismissal of a complaint. Now certain relevant sections here under the Indian Penal Code are Section 211, which deals with the false complaints being filed with an intent to cause injury to someone with the knowledge that there is no ground to file a complaint. Secondly, we have Section 182 of the Indian Penal Code 1860, which also deals with the offence of making an officer use his or her power on a wrong pretext in order to cause harm to someone else. Now these are the relevant sections under the Indian Penal Code if someone tries to lodge a false complaint. So this is all we had. This ranges from Section 200 to 203 under Chapter 15 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. This is one of the second procedures to set the criminal machinery into motion. Besides the lodging of an FIR, the first information report under Section 154. This is, I believe, a very effective method of starting the criminal machinery, because the practical scenario or the ground reality is quite different. People normally report that the police has refused to lodge an FIR. However, legally the police cannot refuse to lodge an FIR. The police is under an obligation to lodge an FIR, but they simply do not register. Then this remedy to directly approach the concerned magistrate with a complaint is, I believe, an effective remedy that will go a long way in in furthering the criminal jurisprudence in the Indian setup. Thank you.